In Alaska, President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin met in what both leaders described as highly constructive negotiations.
The location carried
The
symbolic
location
weight,
carried
with
symbolic
Putin highlighting
weight,
the
with
geographic
Putin
closeness
highlighting
of
the
Russia
geographic
and the United
closeness of
States
Russia
across the
and the
Bering
United
Strait.
States across
The
the
shared
Bering
history
Strait.
of Russian America
The shared history
and
of
Alaska's
Russian
role during the
America
Second World War
and Alaska's role
as the
during the
starting
Second
point
World
of the
War
dangerous
as the
but
starting
vital air
point of the
bridge
dangerous
under
but
the
vital
Lend-Lease
air
program.
bridge under the Lend-Lease program.
He recalled moments
He
when the
recalled
two nations
moments when the
fought
two
side by
nations
side
fought
against
side by
common
side
enemies,
against common
and
enemies,
suggested that
and
this
suggested that this historical
could be a
camaraderie
foundation
could
for
be a
improved
foundation for
relations.
improved relations.
Putin
Putin
acknowledged the deep strain in bilateral ties since the Cold War,
calling it
counterproductive for both nations and the world. He stressed that rebuilding dialogue requires direct, sustained engagement at the head of state level. According to him, recent talks involved not only leaders but also envoys, ministers, and advisors, with Ukraine dominating the agenda. Putin framed the conflict as a tragedy, citing shared roots between Russians and Ukrainians, and said any lasting settlement must address Russia's legitimate security concerns while also ensuring Ukraine's security. He expressed hope that the agreements reached with Trump could open a path toward peace and warned against European or Ukrainian political maneuvers that might derail progress. Putin noted that under the Trump administration, trade between the two countries had grown by 20%, and he outlined areas of potential cooperation in technology, space exploration, and environmental projects. He urged turning the page toward pragmatic relations, praising Trump's clarity of purpose and recognition of Russia's national interests. Putin contrasted the current moment with his last interaction with the previous U.S. administration in 2022, when he had warned against crossing a point of no return in Ukraine. He said Trump's belief that the war would not have happened under his leadership was credible, and that their personal rapport could accelerate an end to the conflict. Trump, taking the podium after Putin, described the meeting as extremely productive, noting that most issues were agreed upon, with only a few, including one major point still unresolved. He said he would inform NATO, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, and other key stakeholders about the talks. Trump praised his team, acknowledged Russian business representatives, and asserted that the United States had become the hottest country for global engagement. He recalled his prior relationship with Putin, which had been complicated by the Russia hoax investigations during his first term, calling them criminal and an obstacle to cooperation. Trump said the two leaders had managed both tough and constructive meetings over the years, and were now in a position to achieve what he described as potentially the most productive outcome, yet stopping the deaths of thousands each week in Ukraine. Trump concluded by thanking Putin and hinting at the possibility of a future meeting in Moscow, despite acknowledging it could generate political backlash. Both leaders projected optimism that their direct engagement could lead to a broader thaw in U.S.-Russia relations and, critically, a negotiated end to the war in Ukraine.